How are we connecting? Okay. The second part is, what didn't you like? What was happening that, or the problem, what brought you to where you are right now? So, I went on with me, saying that, I used to work and then I became a wife, and then I had a baby, blah, blah, blah. You go through that and what got you there? Overweight, you were overweight, you health issues, whatever it is. The third step is your solution. How did you get here? Did you have, I don't know, an epiphany? Did you realize one day, did you go to the doctor and saw the scale? Did you get news? Whatever it is, say it. And the fourth step is, how do you feel about the future? So already you have a past, you have a problem, you found a solution, but what do you expect from this? So right now you're in the present, and what do you, now you've connected with this person. So what's going to happen is you're going to tell them, okay, so here's what I see myself going. Not only did I lose the weight, not only do I feel better, but I know that I'm going to keep it off, or I know that I will be raising my children in a better, setting a better example, or I know that this is it. This business, this is going to be everything for me. So incorporate that as well. This is not just about health and fitness, but remember that you're also entrepreneurs. This is your business, and don't be shy about talking about it. So that was my biggest takeaway. So the other thing is, once you practice your story, you know that you have time yourself, 2 minutes. That's it. Then don't say anything else. Believe me, because we did this exercise 3 times. Every time we did it with strangers. I couldn't do it with Giovanna. Well, the time that I did do it with Giovanna, it was a catch. Because then you're going to catch yourself. Like if I were to tell you, all right, so tell me just the solution now. What do you see in the future? If you think about it, oh yeah, I found Beachbody and it's doing this and and I feel amazing. And in the future, I'm going to be a millionaire. Like, how do I connect with you? I don't know you. We didn't make any connection. You need to be real with this person. So in 2 minutes, you're able to tell all this. Make sure you follow, because in the beginning, and I had to go back and look at it. I was like, okay, step 1. So in your head, you go step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And you do it and you do it. Practice it. If you're going to time yourself 10 minutes to say that story over and over and over and over, and every 2 minutes it's going to ring, do it. Because the next step is you tell your story and you do your thing. What's the thing? So after you do that, you let them talk, right? And then what happens? Then you do the thing. You tell them, you share with them what. First you got to listen to them, make sure that, you're going to recommend them a good workout program that goes with them, or nutrition, or whatever it is. That is our thing. We can share the challenge pack or the business opportunity, or both, so tell your story, do your thing. Tell your story, do the thing. So whatever that is, make sure it goes hand in hand. You tell your story, let them speak, do the thing. Over and over and over again. So it's come to the point that I've been able to make even better connections. Honestly, Instagram, I dread it. I was like, it was like a dead end for me. Because I will write messages and I would send invitation, hey girl, I want to invite. Nobody would say anything. And then it was just like, I was like, you know what? I'm focusing too much on the people who are not answering. Let me just keep going nonstop. And then those people started answering. And then I was like, oh my God, the script. But then I remember, I was like, all right, let me see. Let me tell them a little bit about myself. Let me connect with them. And then from then on, it's been really good. I've been making more connections with people. I feel more confident now, because I'm not saying, well, you don't end. You're probably hearing me in the background, because I'm like, he called on me and he said, what did you learn? And my biggest thing was, I didn't ramble. And I would always ramble about me, and because I didn't know what else to say or how to stop it. So that was my biggest takeaway. You guys, really, you have to listen to it. I know it's long. I mean, we sat there for 6 hours, but it's not a 6-hour recording. Everything that he says has value. They teach you, and there were different businesses in there, but we didn't talk about what you do. We just said network marketing, and everybody's in there to learn from. Like, there were people from 1 month to people who've been there for 5 months. There was a trillionaire in there. So what? No, I'm sorry. 3 million. Yes. 3 million. But still, like, you have everybody there, and he talked about everything that we think of. He even discussed about you know, when you're having a problem with your spouse and they're not being supportive, or when you're like, excuse me, I have family time, but then you also need to discuss with your family, okay, if I'm going to give myself this time, we talk about blitz. But instead of going in everything right now, I need you guys to really listen to it and then come back with questions on the next call. But you guys have to come back with your 2-minute story. And that's all I got. Any questions?
Claudia, thank you so much. I love the formula that you gave, and just in you, like, I don't know you to be a rambler, but just in you explaining the formula, you explained it so clearly and so concisely, and you make me want to do this assignment. And I also love assignments. I like tasks, right? And so thank you, girl. Like, that was
thank you.
This was actually on my to-do list for this week. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's actually on my to-do list this week, so this is like perfect timing because I have to come to terms with this whole part of the job.
Yeah.
It's the hardest. I think it's the hardest and the most important, right? Isn't it? Like, if we are not getting in tune with that, who the hell's gonna want to work with us?
No one. You know, the thing is, that was a great way of explaining the event, Claudia. Excellent job. You know, she pretty much covered the gist of it. I, on the other hand, I did love that exercise because when he gave it to us, he literally gave us 2 minutes to do that. So I grabbed a stranger and I had 2 minutes. The stranger knew so much about me. And I'm like, how could I do that and not do it on social media or even tell my challengers? So there's a lot to be said when there's pressure, you know, to do stuff. So sometimes you have to do that. You know, it's kind of like he's saying, you know, slow and steady doesn't win the race in network marketing. It doesn't win the race, okay? You need to go and tell your story as many times as possible through your social media posts. Let people know who you are, what you stand for. That's the only way people are going to develop some trust in you and credibility. And we talk about this all the time, but it's hard to do that, right? Even for a new coach to put themselves out there. So he also talks about the employee mindset mentality versus an entrepreneur mindset, which I thought was very interesting. So for the employee mindset, he says we crave support. We get upset with the company that we work for. We're underpaid. Like, we're always complaining about you know, the company or the person we work for. We're upset with our upline. You know, we don't get enough support. So the employee mindset is always complaining, whereas the entrepreneur finds a way, right? The entrepreneur, he creates the training for himself. If his upline is not available, he does the training on his own. He'll create his own passion. He'll create his own success. He will not wait for his boss or his upline or anybody else to do it for him. That's the entrepreneur mindset. And this is what he touches upon a lot. He's like, either you're going to think like an employee or you're going to think as an entrepreneur and you're going to make things happen for yourself. Or you're going to think like an employee and you're going to sit down and you're just going to wait. So the way he made it seem is like, he's like, you know, it's the fear of us telling our story. It could be, you know, he talked to a few of the people there and they were like, they felt unworthy to you know, deserve this success. They didn't think they were worthy enough to be millionaires, or they weren't worthy enough to have a successful business. And it was very touching because he did speak to a couple of people there. And there was this one man that he was like, he didn't feel he was worthy of any success. So he never went for it. He still had that employee mindset. And he was like, why don't you think you're worthy? Why, you know, what's holding you back? And it was the fear. The fear comes in different interpretations. What may be fear for you may not be the same thing for me. He also says, you know, when we think of work, we think of obligation, we think of pain, we think of avoidance, suffering, you know, with work. As entrepreneurs, we see passion, right? We work towards a goal. We work towards creating something, building something exciting. These are the way entrepreneurs think. They think big. They think outside the box. They think, what else can I do? Versus being comfortable and staying in one mindset. He also talks about the fact that we should do a blitz. So he had challenged all of us to do a 30-day blitz. So he went from a 30-day blitz to 1 hour blitz. What is a blitz? Well, a blitz for him was basically, we're going to sit in front of our computers, okay? And I don't mean literally, but literally what he wanted to say, from 8 a.m. to 12 a.m., you're working your business nonstop, meaning you are sending 75 texts, you're sending messages, you're going on a blitz. If you can't give me 30 days, he's like, give me 1 week. If you can't give me 1 week, give me 1 day. Then he went down, if you can't give me 1 day, give me 3 hours. Then he went down all the way to 1 hour. He says, if you guys can't do a blitz in your business, you'll never pick up your business. It's going to stay in a standstill because, again, we get so involved with so many things in our lives that our business, you know, if we really want to make a go of this, we're going to have to do these blitz. And, everyone has a different schedule. So obviously not everyone could do the same blitz that I can do or Liz can do. Like, everyone has a different schedule. But he's saying you need to have that mindset where if you want to pick up your business, you need to go into a blitz. You need to commit to yourself and your business and your team. Also, how do we develop these leaders, amazing leaders? He says they have to be very independent leaders. It's very extremely important, he says, to develop independent leaders because, those are the ones that are going to take off because they're going to see the bigger picture. Our job is to show them the vision, make them understand what network marketing is. Like, he is really, I had my my call because when you sign up, they give you a 45-minute call with one of his counterparts. And I had my call with them on Saturday. And they really are amazing. They're amazing. They guide you and everything else. But what I'm trying to say is that they go all in. They set up the conversation. Like he says, when someone tells you they're going to follow up with you, you call the shots. And you say, I'm going to call you on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And the person from his company, that's what he told me on Saturday. He's like, Giovanna, because I told him I have to think about doing his program. So I said, I need time to think about it, and I'll let you know. He's like, Giovanna, I will call you on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. How does that sound? Exactly what Eric Worre says to do. When we have a customer or a prospect, don't leave it up to them. Just tell them, guide them. Say, look, I'm going to call you on Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Does that work for you? You set the time for them, and then connect with them. And also always tell your story. Always tell your story in drips and drabs and on your posts. They don't have to be long-winded stories, but they have to be stories about you so that people could connect with you. And it's seriously, you've got to listen to that audio. Even if you're in your car, on the train, where have you, just listen to it. If you have to listen to it in 2 parts, 3 parts, write your notes and definitely, apply them. Not just listen, just apply everything he's saying. And I know we have 10 minutes, so I want to open it up the floor for Q&A if anyone has any questions.
May I? So a lot of us are in this group called Let's Get Cut. It's a group that is sort of an intensive month-long training that is being led by like the top folks in Team Eagle. And it's encouraging emeralds to become diamonds and diamonds to become really strong diamonds, right? So that's the end game. And today, Saudi Almonte was the one to speak, and she spoke on the art of recruiting to the coach business. And as expected, it's very powerful, and she's a no-holds-barred woman and speaker. And one of the things that she said, I think, was that it's applicable to what Claudia talked about, is that when you're posting a Transformation Tuesday post, you gotta go deeper. And it's not just about like a before and after where you look differently. It's, are you different, right? And to answer the basic question, what did you have to overcome to be successful in your challenge group? And so I think that's a question that you can answer when you do your 2-minute pitch, right? Who am I at the solution? And like, it doesn't even have to be in the 2-minute pitch, but it could be one of your go live videos, which I know some of us do a lot and are getting better at. But say, like, I'm inviting you to this challenge group, and take it from me, someone who started a challenge group and thought that it wasn't for me and thought I was going to fail and thought I would never stick with it. And here's 1.5 years in and I'm still blank, whatever that is. So I thought that was a very helpful tool that I think relates to your guys' idea of telling our story.
Yeah, anybody else? That's great, Liz. That's very true. The transformation story for tomorrow, guys, dig deep and don't be afraid, to start ripping off the Band-Aids little by little and reach out to the people. I mean, if you have your avatar, if you know who you're reaching out, talk to that one person. Don't think about overall, I got to talk to all these different types of people. You're talking to one person. Like when I post for the Giovanna 5 years ago. She's the person that I'm focused on. And it makes it easier for me to post because now I know I'm talking to one person. So always, think about that. Your avatar and who you're posting for, who you're trying to attract. Anyone have any more questions?
I wanted to add that it was something that you said, but that I wanted to touch on right now. That when people tell you, oh, it's about following up. When people tell you, oh, I can't do that right now, or I can't, usually we ask them, oh, is it financial? Maybe we try to find a solution for them. They're like, no, not right now. Always ask them, when can I contact you back? They're like, well, I don't know. Can I call you back like in a month? Can I call you back? Do you think this day? And you got to give them a date, a specific date. And then be like, okay, so I'm going to be calling you on that day, but I'm going to text you or message you a reminder a week before. That's what I've been doing now. I'm like, hey, remember we have a call. I'm going to be calling you on this date. So right now I'm having everybody give me a date when they're like, okay, so next month. Oh, next month, November. November what? And at what time? And be very specific. This way when you call them, they were the one that gave you the time. So they should be available at that time. If not, text them and find them everywhere. And it doesn't matter. Text them, message them, call them, look for them in school, find them everywhere. They were the one who gave you that information.
Yeah. And what I just told one of my customers, my prospects, her name is Sonia, and I have a strong feeling she eventually will be my challenger. But I've been working with her for like almost 2 years trying to sign her on. So last week, I finally told her, I said, Sonia, if you really don't want me, if you want me to not ask anymore or to invite you to these challenges, let me know. No personal feelings attached. Just let me know and I will leave it alone. You know what she said? She's like, please don't leave me. Please don't stop inviting me. So then I said to her, and I was like almost in tears because I was like, oh my God, is this like a cry for help? And then I was like, Sonia, I'm not gonna stop. I'll invite you again and I'll keep inviting you because she really needs it. Her husband really needs it. Her kids really need it. So that's why, it's like, let them know, do you want me to stop? It's okay to ask them that. I don't think there's anything, personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And then let them tell you, no, please don't forget about me. And that touched me a lot. Another thing,
I don't think that she's never been asked that question before. She probably never got that question asked. Like, that's so powerful that you asked that.
So emotional. Like, I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I can't believe she said that. And I was like, oh my God. I said, okay, all right. So I will not forget it, and I will always keep you in mind for my future challenges. So hopefully in November, she will be my challenger. Last thing that I want to talk about, guys, got to get this book. This book is going to take you, yes. This book is going to help you close out 2016 like a freaking boss. It's a page turner. I read 10 chapters in just like 10 minutes, I think. I mean, like, it was such a, you keep going. And it talks about the National Wake Up Call. Have you guys heard of it? She talked about this book. Okay, so now what is it? In a nutshell, you're redoing your goals every 12 weeks. So every 12, instead of saying yearly goals, because when we do yearly goals, what happens? We end up saying, oh, I have another 11 months to hit that goal. I have another 10 months. There's no sense of urgency. We're not running anywhere. We're not getting to nothing. Hey, when you tell me I have 12 weeks to hit a goal, guess what? I'm going to hit that goal in 12 weeks. And then that's going to make for an amazing year. And this is why they say 12-week year. Because now we have short-term goals, right? So now there's a sense of urgency. So I really, really, really highly recommend this book. Again, it's a very tiny book. You could read this in a week, not even. It goes quick. So I highly recommend even Audible. But that's going to let you close 2016 lovely. I highly recommend it. Do we have any more questions? Oh, Team Spirit, real quick. So team spirit, I know there's been talks. We need at least 20 challengers, 20 coaches to sign up for team spirit. So what we're going to end up doing, because our team is not as big as, yet, we're going to sign up under Team Eagle, if everyone's okay with that. And then we could sign up. We have till October 31st to sign up for Team Spirit. And I guess with the whole thing with Coeur de Force, I think it's going to be an amazing month for November. Again, use this launch as a way to pick up your business to the next level. Whoever is in Emerald right now, this is a time where you should reach Emerald, if not more, because a lot of people are really like excited about this martial arts. I had no idea I had so much pull, this martial arts thing, but it's very popular. I mean, I was like blown away that I was like, oh my God, maybe I should get certified for this, because it's so like popular. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, so definitely get all that stuff. Start inviting people to that VIP launch party event as of tomorrow. If you have prospects, and then we start posting as of tomorrow. I'll start posting in that. You guys do the same. Together, we're going to make a strong team, a strong event, and we're going to kill November and do a great launch for October 31st. All right, team? Any more questions? Any more questions? Questions?
I have a question.
Can we hear from Nicole and Anthony and Teresa and Dabadine?
Hello.
Hi.
I have a quick question. So I had a girl last week that I reached back out to. She was actually a sneak peek, I think, a month ago. And I reached out to her because I've been reaching out to her and not heard anything back. So I messaged her and I said, I understand, because she told me there was a lot going on this month, so she didn't want to sign up with me. So I said, okay, I understand there's a lot, you have to deal with this, X, Y, Z. And I asked her, is there a better date that I can come back and speak to you about this? And she just kind of vaguely answered yes, but didn't give me a date. And now we're talking about the follow-ups with people, like setting the tone with them. But how long, when would I reach back out to her? Because she didn't give me a specific time. So I don't know if do I wait till next month or...
So we're about to get cut off, Nicole. Let's chat after this call, yes? You and me, all right?
Perfect.
Hi.
Guys, thank you for tonight. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys soon. Anything, just reach out. Bye.